I got 3 in a row awful PMs this week. All of them were about authors quitting because they've been rejected. Guys, rejection is normal. It's normal. I have more rejection letters than I have books, and I think I have like 113 books. Rejection happens. Rejection isn't even bad. I've decided I'm going to do something about this. I took the word crazy in Crazy Inc. and I tried to normalize it. Back in the day when I was working as a marketing director in a mental health agency, it was my job to get stigma away from the word crazy. Did I do it well? I don't know. I do know that place became a lot more fun. I do know that the community got very involved with the clients, consumers as they were called. We did art shows made by people with mental illness issues. A lot of integration of people. It was a fantastic job, and I really enjoyed it. I loved working with the consumers hands-on. We had movement groups and just all kinds of fun ways to talk about like whole body wellness, not just sit there and talk to a shrink sort of thing. Well, this is the same kind of deal. We got to get the stigma out of the word rejection. For me to have authors that I know have talent come to me and feel like I can't do this. I'll never be big 6. Indie's not good enough. I'm not good enough. Nobody wants to read my book. That just breaks my heart. First of all, indie is good enough. Indie is a choice, and a lot of really talented authors pick indie because they want control over their books. If they feel they can market, or they've got the money to pay to market, or they even have a good small indie pub, they're happy in indie. And there's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't mean, well, I was rejected by big 6, so therefore I must publish with a small indie publisher or hit self-pub. No way. Indie is not necessarily a reflection of talent. Indie is a choice. At the same time, guys, haven't you all heard of J.K. Rowling and all of her million rejections? Stephen King talks about it. Who hasn't been rejected? I can't remember who it is, and I'll put together a list. If you look in the comments below too, I'm going to show you what I'm doing, so please check out the description of this video. But imagine being the dude who was sitting at the desk that got the J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter submission and said no. Well, he or she must feel pretty dumb, right? That doesn't mean Harry Potter was horrible. It could mean Harry Potter wasn't the right fit for that publisher. That guy was in a fight with his wife. He didn't particularly like fantasy. He wasn't interested in wizards. She didn't think that book could sell. It's an opinion, guys, and you know what they say about opinions, right? It's not necessarily talent. Now, obviously, if you submit a horrible, boring yawner of a query letter, if you have typos or whatever in your synopsis, if you aren't even doing the long synopsis, if you aren't following the submission guidelines, of course you're going to hit a slush pile. I throw authors in slush pile every single day at Crazy Inc. Why? Because, hey, we have it posted. These are the submission guidelines. I figure if they can't follow those simple rules, then they're going to be hard to work with. They're not going to format their book right. They're not going to make deadlines, all those things. So that's important. But if you're doing the basic things that are asked of you and you're really individually submitting, don't bulk submit and expect that you're not going to get rejected. But if you're taking the time with each submission and you get rejected, don't necessarily think, oh, it's me, I suck. The blurb is important, and it has to resonate with whoever's making decisions with a publisher. It has to fit. Maybe they have 6 carnival trope books. It's not that your carnival book is horrible. It's that this particular trope is something the publisher already has enough of, doesn't want more of. Maybe this publisher is really looking for a diversity. And they're like, look, right now we're only taking LGBT. We're not taking straight romances. Well, that doesn't mean that the author that wrote the straight romance is horrible or should quit writing or should, feel like hell or become an alcoholic. But these are the things that I see and hear, and it makes me crazy. So, guys, I have started a group. It's called Rejected We Stand. You know what? We need to, as authors, celebrate the rejections too, because you know what rejections are? They're proof that we're still trying. I mean it when I tell you I have more rejections than books. And from now on, Every time I get a rejection, because I will, I'm going to post them in that group. I am going to proudly say, hey, here's my freak flag, my reject flag, so that it becomes normal. So that getting a rejection letter is literally the same thing as getting edits back. Because it is normal. It means it's normal for someone who's trying. I would say I average 3 rejection letters a week, and that's only because I'm not submitting a lot right now. Right now, my focus is other things. I have other contracts to fulfill, outside projects, freelance work, a lot of, as someone that I now look up to, it's called business pivots coming. And those business pivots are taking up a lot of my time. But when I get my life back together and this whole pandemic thing is done and I switch gears, I will also go back to a lot of submitting. And when I do that, because I have pen names that people aren't aware of, people that know me as E.L. George and people that know me as Aaron Lee do not realize that I also have pen names in other pools, so to speak. And that is done intentionally so that I can broaden my readership and make other contacts and always sort of keep moving forward. I don't think that, I think it's great when you learn to swim in a little pond. But if you ever want to get into the ocean, which I suppose I do, I'm not sure. But if you do, you want to be able to be that little guy in the big ocean. So I'm always doing that. And that's where most of these rejection letters are coming from. However, regardless of all of that, whether you're submitting under your regular name that you've always used or a new pen name, just understand that rejections are part of it. That's absolutely okay. And that's important. It's important as part of your growth. Some of my best criticism has come from, and I really value this, the publishing houses that have taken the time to give me tips on, well, this is why you were rejected. It's no good, and these are what you mostly get. To get that form letter, sorry, you've been rejected, thank you for submitting, please submit again letter. That's not helpful to anyone, although it is sort of funny to me at this point, because I'm like, okay, they didn't even open it, so that's nice. But maybe they didn't open it because my subject line sucked. Maybe I didn't follow the rules in my subject line. There could be any reason, but it's not Aaron personally. And I know that. But I want you guys to start realizing that too. Rejection is normal. It's kind of like crazy is normal. Who do you know that isn't a little bit crazy? We all act crazy sometimes. We are all human. It's part of being human. Well, same thing. Rejection is part of being an author. So if I ever had advice for a new writer, it's keep trying. Don't give up. 400 no's will actually equal a yes someday if you don't give up. If you're disciplined and you write every day and you continue to put your heart into it and you produce quality work, that's a key, and you follow the rules with submissions, you will get yeses. I have a bunch of yeses too. A bunch of yeses. And those yeses mean more after 30 rejections, 30 no's. So please keep writing, and please think about it. Go in the comment box below, join that group, post those stories of rejection, post those screenshots of rejection, show us those rejection letters. Have no shame, because there is no shame in it. It means you're trying. I would like to have a supportive group of people that can say, hey guys, it happened to me too. I want it to be a normal part of the journey, because it honestly is. And I don't know why people are afraid to talk about it. I'm not afraid for my readers to know it, and I'm not afraid to talk about it. I'm just not. I could wallpaper my house with my rejection letters, for real. Probably twice in, exterior too. But I don't like printer ink, and I don't like printing. So I'll just start screenshotting from now on. Either way, guys, for real. Look in the description, join that group, shoot me an email. On my blog, I'm gonna literally make a wall of everyone's. Like, we're in this together. The group is called Rejected We Stand, because we do. And we keep writing. All right, guys, until next time, happy writing. Peace, love, writing, and crazy.